So today is day 5 of my 90 reset challenge, if that's what I'm calling it. I think I call it different things. There's this big ass moth that is flying around, this light that's up here, which is bright as fuck, and yeah, don't mind me if I start flicking and flapping all over the place. It's just really fucking big, and clearly you will see it is distracting. So today is, like I said, oh my god, that fucking moth, day 5, and I've been really enjoying all of it. What I'm really loving is the essential emotions piece, where I'm working with an app that's funnily enough called Essential Emotions, and it helps you to dive deep into feelings of what you would like to feel less of, or feelings of what you would like to feel more of. And today what I'm working with is frankincense, which is the oil of truth. And oh my god, frankincense is like, it's such an earthly scent, and when you smell it, it's like getting this really big warm hug. I'm going to read out what the emotional meaning of frankincense is, and for me personally, this resonates very deeply with where I currently am at this point in my life. Frankincense reveals deceptions and false truths. It invites individuals to let go of lower vibrations, lies, deceptions and negativity, and it helps create new perspectives based on light and truth. It recalls to memory, spiritual understanding, gifts, wisdom and knowledge that the soul brought into the world, and it is a powerful cleanser of spiritual darkness. Frankincense assists in pulling the scales of darkness from the eyes, the barriers from the mind, and the wall from the heart. Through connecting the soul with its inner light, this oil reveals the truth. Like, is that not powerful? Holy crap. Frankincense also supports in creating a healthy attachment with one's father, and it assists in spiritual awakening and helps an individual feel the love of the divine. And when one has felt abandoned or forgotten, frankincense reminds them that they are loved and protected. While this oil is incredibly powerful, it is also gentle. Like a loving father who nurtures, guides, and protects, frankincense shields the body and soul from negative influences, and it assists the soul in its spiritual evolution. Enhancing practices of prayer and meditation, this oil opens spiritual channels that allow an individual to connect to God. Through the light and power of frankincense, the individual can draw closer divinity, healthy masculinity, and the grandeur of the true self. So, I haven't gotten too much into detail with some things that I have been moving through, and some of the things that have been coming up for me to face and to work through. A lot of patterns from that had developed when I was younger, as a child, around my father, who is a beautiful man, who worked very hard and just was not around a lot growing up as a kid. And I loved being in his presence when he got home from work. All I wanted to do was just be with him and spend time with him, and he did that when he was available, when he had the time. But as a young girl, I just, that's not how I saw it. And so I made up in my mind that, I'm not enough, and that I don't matter because, he's never around. And so this beautiful man that I'm looking up to is just not there for me. And, as young kids, we don't understand or have the, the conscious awareness to make sense of these things. So then what happens is that these beliefs become formed, and then they get deeply embedded in the unconscious mind, and they're the things that are carried forth into the adolescence and can then develop and create some certain patternings and all these different things that then create the reality of the life that is showing up for us in the way that it does. And so for me, my big thing that has come through recently is that I had a lot of abandonment feelings around my dad. And so working with this oil has been really supportive with a lot of that. Diving deep and asking the questions around who or what do I feel has left me. Am I stuck in a cycle of self-protection, fearing that others won't support me? And this has been something that has opened up a very deep topic of discussion around how that looks like and what these fears and limiting beliefs that I've actually created about myself that have stopped me from really stepping into, funnily enough, ultimately, my absolute truth. The thing is that a lot of people can see us as we are, not necessarily as the way that we see ourselves. And what is finally starting to happen for me, and a lot of people that would be hearing this, seeing this and knowing me would be cheering me on about this, because I do know that with this line of work that I'm in and what it is that I'm creating and embarking on is some really powerful, potent stuff, because it's my life's work. It's what I've been through and what I've experienced. And so finally, this whole thing about spreading my wings and flying is here. And the honest truth about that is that I'm shit scared about it. So there'll be some courage that's needed. And funnily enough, with my natal chart to do with astrology, my North Node is in Leo, and that's all about courage. So that's like what my path in this life is destined for. So I just need to actually step into that and live in the truth of what my soul is and who I actually am. And not listening to the noise of all of these false truths, these stories that have been created because of a lived experience about something, and then that's shaped beliefs and patterns, and when we do those over and over again so repetitively, they can become really, really deeply ingrained, and without any support around that and sense and understanding as to what is actually going on with that, they can become very, very challenging to break through. So that's also what part of this 90-day reset is about, is moving through all of those different components and rewiring what these patterns of belief have been for me up until this point. You know, I'm a 45-year-old woman, and there's been these really, really strong patterns that have been preventing me from living the life of my dreams, of calling in my king and my ultimate relationship. I've been sabotaging so much stuff in so many different areas, and I've got a lot of friends who would say, yeah, Jax, you're just being too hard on yourself. And I'm like, am I really though? Because if I was being truthful and authentic to myself in the way that I can see where a lot of this has shaped my decisions and my choices, then yeah, I don't have to be hard on myself about it. Where I'm at right now is a place of complete seriousness, of making different choices to create a different reality and to actually create that life, that truth, that ultimate truth, with my king right beside me, doing life with him. And so that's where I'm at. And up until now, there's just been this pattern of sabotage, repeat, and getting close, getting scared, running in the other direction, like all these different things. And also not feeling like I'm deserving of that. So if I'm not feeling deserving or worthy of that, and I'm lacking in love myself, how could I possibly call in my king to be able to hold me in that space? It's an energetic misalignment, because the frequency of anything outside of that is not a match for where my king is at in that space too. So this is also this 90 days, this reset is to create that, to rewire that, and to choose that for myself. So that's where this is all moving towards, I guess. So this is just one of the practices that I'm doing. Just this topic alone is just one of the steps that I'm doing for myself, along a list of a few others that I'm not going to talk into, because I've already spent 10 minutes talking today on this share. But the other question that's a really powerful, deep question with working with frankincense, the oil of truth, and around the particular emotion to feel less abandoned, is the question of what do I need to feel safe enough to heal from painful patterns and believe I deserve love. And that's also being open and honest about, and facing the fear of asking for support and encouragement, and having a bit of hand holding myself. For so long I have been the backbone to so many other people, and now here I am doing this for myself. There's no question without a doubt that I can actually do it, because I've done this for other people. I just need to be the backbone for myself, and then I've got a beautiful man by my side who has said that he will support me in that as well. So everything is just right here. Like it's actually right here. So for me right now, I feel that being in this space of presence and gratitude and honoring and respect, and really working on myself with those things, because they've been my biggest wound. One of my biggest wounds is not feeling like I'm worthy, and not feeling like I'm deserving, and feeling that my life doesn't matter. So flipping the script on that is what I need to do to feel safe enough to heal from these painful patterns, because feeling those things have been what have created all these things in the first place. So yeah, that's it from me today. And I'm about to have some cacao. So, ciao.